It doesn't matter what you're selling. When it comes to LinkedIn, if you're targeting the wrong people, you're not going to get anywhere. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through how to use LinkedIn's super powerful search engines to find exactly who you need to target so that when you run a campaign on LinkedIn, when you start messaging people on LinkedIn, when you start trying to promote yourself and sell your services, you're going to get a lot more success and make a lot more money.
Alright guys, so this is just a quick introduction on how to use LinkedIn's super powerful search functionality to find the right leads. So as I'm sure we all know, the core foundations to finding quality leads and generating quality leads on LinkedIn really comes down to making sure that you target the right people, which is really what makes LinkedIn the powerhouse platform it is, because it gives you the ability to find these people. So using just a LinkedIn free account, LinkedIn free profile, you can see that all you need to do is type in something in the search bar up the top here and click on people. And what you'll do is you'll start to build out a list. I've just put in recruiter as an example, as a keyword of, people that fit that keyword. Now, what you want to do is make sure you turn off first degree connections if you're looking for people to target outside of your network. Second, you can put third in there as well, but ideally just keep it to second because you have a better chance of connecting when people are second degree connections. So show results. Another reason it's worth doing that is because it removes your first degree connection. So as you start connecting with people, you want to be able to use that same search without having to go pages and pages in past all the people you've already connected with as a part of your outreach. Now you can check all the filters here. You can see location, current company, past company, industry, and a few other filters here. Ultimately, you really want to be able to drill down on people's titles and seniority and things like that. And that functionality is only available in the premium services, so LinkedIn Sales Navigator. But even without it, you still have as you can see, quite a lot of targeting ability here. So once you've built out your filter here, let's just search a few things, past companies from the UK, show results. There we go, you can see it's added some filters in here. Now what I recommend you do is if you build a nice filter, rather than losing it, because you can't save it like you can with Sales Navigator. So what you can do is you see up here, all those search terms are actually put into what's called a query string. So that's how LinkedIn knows to put those filters in. So what you can do is just copy that, and if you want to come back to that list, you just paste that in, and it'll bring up that exact same search criteria. So you don't even need to be able to save it. You can just save that URL and it'll bring it back up. And if people have connected, then they're going to be removed from this list so that it's only going to show people that you haven't connected with yet. And you can just each day build a habit to go through and connect with 10 to 20 of those on the free LinkedIn account. You can't connect with too many people on the free account, otherwise you're going to get restricted. Now, for those of you who are ready to step up your game and use Sales Navigator, you'll see you have a lot more ability to target people with the filters that they have available here. There's some more here. One that's really cool is years of experience, so you can target more senior people with that alone. But the best thing is being able to target people based on their title. So a word like executive is gonna give you people with executive in the title, which is already fairly indicative of their seniority level. Whereas if you do seniority level on top of it, what happens is it's got how LinkedIn defines them as senior, their seniority level, and then you've got their title, and then you need to find this overlap with the two, and you tend to miss people out on the outskirts. Whereas someone with their title executive, people's titles are very indicative of their role within an organization. That's where you really need to focus your efforts, is getting that title right. Now, let's say you want to target the C-level suite, but not necessarily assistants. Executive assistant is quite a common title. So you could do assistant and then exclude, and then you're gonna bring in everyone who has the term executive in their title, whilst at the same time excluding people with assistant. So a really powerful way to start running exclusions on the types of terms you don't want to show in your titles. So just a really basic example, geography, let's say, let's go Brisbane, why not, Australia. You can see one other really powerful tip is to target the posted on LinkedIn in the past 30 days, people who we know are going to be more engaged, and we want to target second and third degree connections rather than including first degree connections that we're already connected to those people. So a lot of these filters are pretty straightforward. The most important thing is to consider, this exclusion ability. So you can exclude types of terms that aren't necessarily going to be people that you can help. And same thing with industry, company headcount, all really great filters. The biggest advantage to Sales Navigator is, first of all, you can connect with more people. You can connect up to 100 a day. We recommend not going over 75 per day. You get really targeted search around people's seniority level, their title, the real key things that determine a person's role within an organization, their engagement on LinkedIn, so we can spend more time focusing on people who are really engaged on the platform. And also, we can target companies using keywords to find specific types of companies and then work our way backwards. So, for instance, let's just say law, looking for law firms in Brisbane. Then we might find a few good ones there. Oops. What's going on there? It's not unlike LinkedIn to have glitches. There we go. Select all. Let's say we wanted to find all the decision makers at these companies, these specific law. So once again, you can find companies. You can create a filter based on the types of companies you want to search for. The fact that you can search keywords within a company's description is really powerful because the name of that company isn't always indicative of what they do. So we can say companies with law in it around Brisbane. Let's select all these and view these employees. 300 people working at those companies. And then what we can do on top of that is start to add decision maker titles around there. So we could just say executive, partner is quite a common one in law. And we start to get the decision makers at these specific companies. So yeah, super powerful stuff. This is just, like I said, a very quick crash course just to give you a bit of a feel for how to find people. And obviously with Sales Navigator, you get the ability to save. But once again, you still have that option to save lists purely by saving the URL. So if I was to use that same URL I used up there, I could then replicate that list here or even on another person's profile. So if you wanted to share a list with someone, you could just share those same filters here. Alright guys, so I hope that's been helpful in terms of how to use LinkedIn's search functionality to find high value leads on LinkedIn. Super critical part of the lead generation process. Obviously we're just scratching the surface here. In our client training, we obviously go over hours and hours of content on how to find the right clients using these search functionality to get pinpoint accurate results. But this is a great way to get you started and get you finding some leads and seeing what kind of results you can get. So as always, I'm Ryan Caswell from b2bleads.com. Hope that's been helpful. Reach out if you have any questions and have a great day. Cheers.